Hey, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Chief Audit Executive Briefing. I'm excited this week for a couple of different reasons. You can see I've got my Los Angeles Rams hat on. First thing is football season is about to start. Preseason is starting for us. For those of you that follow football in the National Football League, preseason is actually starting this weekend, so I'm pretty excited about that. Got to go to the Rams training camp a couple weeks ago and picked myself up some new gear, including this nice new hat that I get. And it actually has the horns on the side of it. I can't turn. There you go. You can see the horns on it too. So anyway, excited about football, and I'm a bit of a football nut. So one thing, if you follow football, just reply back to the message too, and let me know which team you follow if you're into football, because I'd like to kind of go back and forth with you a little bit this year. The other thing is we had our Chief Audit Executive Forum call this last week, and it was fabulous. Really excited for the people that are in the group and for the learnings that we're able to have. There were some different issues that had come up, some around governance and dealing with the audit committee, especially when an audit committee and a legal and compliance committee are combined, and then how the chief audit executive now needs to actually deal with that new board committee and how to kind of deal with that. So that was one of the topics that we talked about, which was great. And so, like I said, just really excited for the people that are in that group. Bringing this up too, because I'm going to be opening up to new members in the CAE Forum a little bit later this month. So just if this is something that is of interest to you, to be able to have frank and confidential discussions with other chief audit executives and really just kind of get some coaching and help and get your questions answered by your peers, that's going to be coming out shortly. And so I've got a link down below to the wait list, because if you'd like to be notified before everybody else when that opens, go ahead and click on that link and it'll get you on that list. So that way you can find out before everybody else. So those are a couple things that I'm really excited about this week that I wanted to pass on. This last week, the podcast that I did is actually, it's called I Get By With a Little Help from My Friends. And that's a reference to one of the Beatles songs that I actually really like. But just bringing up kind of the whole concept about, really we are more successful when we have help from our friends. So if you missed that last week, the link is down below for you to go out and listen to that. And there will be a new episode dropping on Tuesday. So be checking for that. I'll be putting links out on LinkedIn and other places like that. And you can always go to jasonmefford.com/jamming with Jason to be able to see all of the episodes there. Now, kind of for this week's message, just got the new IAI Magazine from the Institute of Internal Auditors. And of course, on the cover is about securing the cloud. And what you'll see is down below some of the articles, cybersecurity, privacy are still a big issue. In fact, one of the links down below you'll see, COSO is actually looking at creating a new document around cybersecurity controls. So that was announced this last week. And so we should be seeing something from COSO coming out on that in the next little while. Now, the reason I bring that up, lots of people are talking about cyber. I'm guessing that the executives in your organization are talking about it as well, because we are moving into kind of a new and interesting time where some risks to organizations, they're not really new risks, but it's different technology and different events that are happening that are leading to some of the same old risks. And so things like Facebook getting hit with a $5 billion fine, Capital One having over 100 million accounts hacked. And the Capital One kind of goes back to this whole idea from the Internal Auditor Magazine about the cloud, because a lot of those records were actually held on a cloud server. So lots of people are talking about it. So the reason I bring it up is, if your executives aren't already talking about it, they probably are. And so it's time to be doing some research and make sure that you are on top of what's going on in the cyber world. So that way you can either help management or help provide assurance that those others in your organization that are doing something about cyber are actually doing it. So you don't want your company to end up in the headlines like some of the other companies because of some sort of security or privacy breach. So anyway, that's all I have for this week. Thanks. Have a great week, and I will talk to you this next week.